Go to our team coverage of President Donald Trump's visit to the University of Alabama. The class of 2025 received a special commencement address from the sitting president tonight.
Let's start with WBRC's Jonathan Hardison. And Jonathan, what did the president focus on tonight?
Steve, the president, first of all, was focused on wishing these graduates the best into what he calls a new golden age of America that he believes is beginning here with the start of his second term. The president is certainly not a stranger to big crowds, certainly knew how to work this crowd inside Coleman Coliseum tonight first by having Coach Nick Saban be his introducer and then referencing the coach several times. Got a quick roll tide in there within the first 60 seconds of his speech. He knew his audience and he spoke to them tonight. He talked about the winning tradition here, said the University of Alabama is a brand built on winning and one he wants to see these graduates continue to do as they step into the workforce and into their careers in the next couple of days. He talked about his life lessons learned from a career in business and in politics, encouraging these graduates to be bold, to innovate, to fight, as he said, to take big swings, big risks. And he said it is a perfect time, in his opinion, to do that in what he believes is a new golden age.
You'll embrace this moment and you'll step forward with strength and grit, faith and patriotism to put America on a new trajectory for your children. And then you'll take your place among the greatest generations in the history of our country. I think you have a chance to be the greatest generation in the history of our country because we're turning it around and you happen to be available.
The president walked into the strains of Hail to the Chief. He left to the strains of Yay, Alabama, the fight song here that's heard so many times with the crowd clapping along enthusiastically. A crowd that stood, by the way, for almost the entire hour of that address, a crowd full of students who talked to our Josh Gant about their expectations for what the president had to say tonight, what they took away from that speech. Josh is live with me tonight. Josh, what did they tell you?
Yeah, Jonathan, spoke to a lot of graduates coming out of Coleman Coliseum. Look, they were just thrilled to be in the same room as President Trump. Trump congratulating them and said to treat every day like it is a home game against Auburn and to, quote, fight like hell. As we mentioned, Trump speaking to a packed Coleman Coliseum tonight. He told these students to think big, work hard, and don't waste their youth. Trump told them to push themselves, find their limits, and then smash through them. Trump says these graduates have to love what they do, and then if they do that, they'll end up being successful in life. He also shared about 10 life lessons, one of them being an outsider and to take risks. We spoke with a few graduates after this event who talked about some of the takeaways from this speech as they enter the working world.
We're surrounded by people who have accomplished so much at such a young age. So for him to say, you're still young, you still have so much to accomplish, from a man who has accomplished practically everything, it means a lot.
As we told you before the president spoke, students heard from legendary former head football coach Nick Saban, who told them that they have an opportunity right now to create a legacy and told them to trust that process that he always likes to talk about. Now, when it comes to leadership, Saban said that it is about serving others and not yourself. Your reporter live in Tuscaloosa tonight. I'm Josh Gant, WBRC 6 News on your side.
Thanks, Josh. New at 10. Not everybody in Tuscaloosa was trying to roll out the welcome mat for the president tonight.
That's right. Several University of Alabama students, along with others, gathering just down the street from where the president spoke to this semester's graduating class. Your reporter, James Giles, is live tonight from outside Coleman Coliseum. And James, how many people turned up for the rally?
Well, guys, it certainly wasn't the 2,000 they were expecting, if you recall that mention from last night. But nevertheless, a decent-sized crowd did show up tonight in opposition to President Donald Trump visiting the University of Alabama. Lots of emphasis from protesters on the recent detention of Iranian doctoral student Alireza Darodi by U.S. immigration officials and some of the administration's policies rolled out so far. Students and members of the 50-51 movement alike joining on Butler Field, just a short walk from Coleman Coliseum, where the president was talking. Things overall remained peaceful despite some tense moments with counter-protesters. And even a handful of graduates joined in on the protesting.
I'm supposed to walk tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. I will not be doing that. I'm not walking for fascism. I'm not walking for someone who doesn't support my rights or for a school that doesn't support me as a student. I am a queer student. I am a woman.
And a separate protest outside of the one on campus hosted by the Alabama Democrats also seeing a fairly decent turnout tonight. Your reporter in Tuscaloosa, James Giles, WBRC 6 News, on your side.